What's up, fight fans, moviegoers, Jedi, Sith, comic book collectors, action figure collectors, diorama makers, and people of all walks of life? I'm Jikado, the Boxing Jedi, and welcome to the Boxing Jedi's Temple. This is some breaking news. This shit just came up in my timeline, and I just figured I had to share it with you guys simply because this shit is fucking hilarious. I'm just gonna give you guys some time to chime in. Please hit the like button on the way in so that we can hit everybody else. But you guys are gonna love this shit. This is the most ridiculous shit that I've ever heard coming from a certain person, and I'm gonna hit you right now. Gary Russell Jr. has been trying to call out Terrence Crawford. Now, I'm gonna tell you something right now. I'm not gonna be too proud if Terrence Crawford actually takes this call out. I'm not gonna be too proud. And that reason is because what's up, Timmy Nielsen? What's going on, my brother? Kneeling, my bad. How you doing, Timmy? No doubt. Good to see you, my brother. Thank you for joining, my man Brian as well. Hit the like button on the way in. So now you got Gary Russell Jr. and Al Haymon sending Terrence Crawford an offer, a fight offer. Listen. I don't want Terrence Crawford to take this fight. I really don't. I really don't. Peace of my man Brian, no doubt. I don't want him to take this fight. You know why? Because if he takes this fight, then he's got to be put into the category of Errol Spence Jr. fighting smaller guys. Right? Right? We have to put him in the category of those fighters fighting smaller guys. At the same time, though, you got a man who's light in the ass calling out another man. So what is that man who's being called out to do? Personally, I think this man should basically take this fight and fuck this dude up. I don't want Terrence Crawford to take this fight, but goddamn it, if Al Haymon is sending money and he's sending fight offers and nobody want to fight, and Gary Russell Jr. is the only one from the PBC side that's saying let's fight because they got a little beef, then let's get it. Because Gary Russell Jr., I'm gonna tell you something right now. I like you, but what makes you think? What makes you think that you have the dance steps for this dude? This dude fights more times in a year than you do. This guy is way more elite than you are. You only fight once a year, and when you do, it's lackluster. It's not really nobody. I mean, you know, if Lomachenko fucked you up, what do you think Terrence Crawford, bigger, faster dude, is going much more skilled, is going to do to you, bro? It's the pride, brother. It's the pride that's fucking you up. So I'm going to play exactly the words of Gary Russell Jr. You guys ready to hear this fucking stupid shit? Here we go.
I'm a little excited, but I don't know. Second conversation with Al Haymon. Second conversation with Al Haymon about Terrence Crawford. It's official that we laid an offer and it's been sent to Mr. Terrence Bud Crawford. Terrence, man, what's up, Snap? Let's go ahead and settle this shit once and for all and show the fans what really would have happened if you attempted to fight back when I punched you in the mouth. Let's do this shit in front of everybody and show them what really would have happened, man. Y'all see what it is, man. I'm in this nonsense. This shit real, man. So once again, all we doing is waiting for a response. So if the fight don't happen, I want the fans and everybody out here, all the suck ass, punk ass haters and doubters and all that that's out here, to understand that it didn't happen because Terrence Crawford didn't want to make the fight. Point blank period. The ball in y'all court now. Make something happen, Snap. Come on, man. Y'all see what it is. Y'all heard it.
You heard it from him. He said it was the second talk that he had with Al Haymon. They sent him an offer, and they're just waiting for him to come back. Now they try to play the narrative that if Terence Crawford don't answer, if the fight isn't made, first of all, you're not on his fucking radar. You're not in the fucking welterweight division. Title runs for unifications, nothing. You ain't about shit. You are not on that radar, Russell Jr. So if this fight isn't made, it's because it don't make no fucking sense. But you know what would make sense? And I hope Terence Crawford actually runs into this video and I give him this idea. Why don't y'all go to an even neutral territory, right? Go somewhere like Oxnard, right? Go to Oxnard. Talk to Robert Garcia. Ask him if you can use his gym, right? Now, your trainer, Gary Russell Jr., your trainer, senior, come along, piece of senior, right? Bomac could come along. It'll just be your four with Robert Garcia there. And y'all could get an official sparring match, but y'all could go 100% if y'all want on each other. I think that'll be a better idea. Because if you think that this shit is going to generate any type of money, I'm sorry, it's not. This is not a money fight. This is a bad move for Terence Crawford, and it's definitely a bad move for your health, Gary Russell. You will get put in a coma, son. You are much smaller. And people already can look. You're mad because people actually validated Terence Crawford's fucking story about you sneak punching him. You try to get at the dude that don't even box no more, but said that he would more than gladly give him 6 months. He'll come back and fuck you up because you try to holler at him. I mean, everybody that was there is saying what Terence Crawford said. You tried to snuff Terence Crawford. He was going to kill you, and they held him back. Now you think that this money fight, if it's one, it's actually going to be one? It's not. It's not. Terence Crawford will destroy you in under 4 fucking rounds, bro. And we know him as being a late starter. Exactly, Brian. This is why I say if this is a fucking if this shit gets signed, I'm gonna call it a sparring match, bro. For Crawford, this is why I say they should have this private sparring match. Have that private sparring match, record it, and then let it go out. Ronald Finkley, what's going on, brother? Top of the day to you, my brother Ronald. Let it go out. Because this is like a Smurf trying to holler at a fucking ogre. This is a Smurf trying to holler at a fucking ogre, son. This is Bambi versus fucking Godzilla. Gary Russell Jr., you need to stop your shit, dog. You're acting like a child. It's going to get you really fucking hurt. Nobody, not even, you don't even believe, bro, that you can beat Terence Crawford. Al Haymon, this is a choice. You finally get to come out in the spotlight, Al Haymon, Mr. Haymon. And this is the choice you decide to make. A dude that's like 50-something, close to 80-something pounds lighter, and you want to make this fight. Really? Yes, Unrivaled, he has. Yes, Unrivaled, he has. This is not even a money fight. This is why I say you and Gary Russell Sr. meet up. What's up, God's way? What's going on? I'm going to be passing out links in a couple of minutes. You and Gary Russell Sr. meet up with Bomac and Terence Crawford up in Oxnard, have a private sparring session, no headgear, mouthpiece, you know what I'm saying, a cup protector, and go hard. That's it. Record it and then let it go out on whatever multimedia platform you want to do it on. You know what I'm saying? Or release it on. But that's what should be done. Because nobody's going to pay for this shit. Ain't nobody going to pay for no Gary Russell, who's like 80 fucking pounds fucking lighter in the ass than this dude. We know that when he connects, Terence Crawford is going to be laughing at this dude. Bro, it was already said that you tried to snuff fucking Terence Crawford, and he fucking was ready to kill you. You didn't do no damage, and you didn't have no gloves on. What makes you think with gloves on you're gonna hurt this man? Care how many years ago it was. Because if you want to take it there, no, it's totally backwards. He's graduated in power as well, son. This man touches you, it's a wrap. No, I'm not. As a matter of fact, here, let me hit the rewind before I pass out the link. These are words. You know Jay Dill, you know Mark, you know Ronald, you know Brian, you know all my people. You know that I come and I kill motherfuckers with their own words verbatim. You know that my fucking saber is the saber of verbatim. I kill them with their own words. So take a listen. This is what Gary Russell Jr. said.
I don't know. Second conversation with Al Haymon. Second conversation with Al Haymon about Terrence Crawford. It's official that we made an offer and it's been sent to Mr. Terrence Bud Crawford. Terrence, man, what's up, man? Let's go ahead and settle this shit once and for all and show the fans what really would have happened if you would have attempted to fight back on that punch in the mouth. Let's do this shit in front of everybody and show them what really would have happened, man. Y'all see what it is, man. I'm gonna let y'all see, man. This shit real, man. So once again, all we doing is waiting for a response. So if the fight don't happen, I want the fans and everybody out here, all the sucker-ass, punk-ass haters and doubters and all that's out here, to understand that it didn't happen because Terrence Crawford didn't want to make a fight. Point blank period. The ball in y'all court now. Make something happen, now.
Okay? So there you go. There you go. Here's the link. I'm passing it out right in the chat. You guys want to step up and talk about this? Let's get it. Lisa Bales, the first lady of Boxing Talk. What's going on, my sister? I hope you're good. I hope your family's good. My man Sosa. What's going on, Sosa? Exactly, Sosa. He should be fucking worried about Warrington and motherfuckers like that. Not somebody who's been. This motherfucker got a mouse mouth, and he's biting into something really big, son, and he's not gonna be able to chew it. You know what I mean? He's not gonna be able to chew it at all. Everybody wants you to welcome my man Jay Dill, and of course my man Mark Unrivaled, and of course Brian Hawkins. What's going on, my boxing brothers?
Yeah, what's going on, man?
Chilling, man. Chilling. I told you.
See, this is why I kept on this. I kept on this simply because I knew, fellas, gentlemen, and I know each and every one of y'all got something real fucking hilarious to say, and I can't wait until I catch these sound bites because they're gonna be marvelous. I mean, first of all, this shit tickled my balls first, right? I laughed so hard because it's like you ever saw that 3-second anime called Godzilla versus Bambi? That's exactly what happened in this ring. So I'm going to go down the panel, and I want each and every one of you gentlemen to express yourselves as to exactly how you feel about this fucking stupid call out. And the first one would go to my man Mark Unrivaled.
Yeah, that's my thoughts.
Okay, all right, bro. My man Jay Dill.
Well, all I gotta say is Russell's one of those guys that pretty much loves to live in his past to feel like a man right now, and he's one of those guys that said, "I knocked out this guy, I knocked out that guy, but they forgot about me." And I'm just like, dude, are you really that delusional? Do you know how much better this guy been since? You live in your glorious days, which really didn't mean nothing. Nobody can recall those fights you had. And now, I mean, I wish he had the same energy to avenge his loss with Lomachenko. But Crawford?
Thank you. He should be worried about Lomachenko, Warrington, and everybody else, bro, who's like 85 pounds lighter in the ass. Peace to Timmy Nealon. My man, my brother, Mazerus. What's going on? The mighty Maze, no doubt. And of course, you know, the first lady of Boxing Talk, Lisa Bales. So, Brian, how you feel about this, brother?
Okay, do you want to hear a soundbite? You want to hear something, right? Gary Russell Jr. has more chance of grabbing an M9, putting bullets in the chamber, putting the clip putting the gun to his freaking head, pulling the fucking trigger and surviving than he does beating Crawford.
Oh shit! Peace to my man Wizard Sleep. Look, Wizard Sleep says, gentlemen, an offer for what? Certainly not a fight. Yes, my brother.
Let
Yes,
me
my
say
brother.
something. Right.
Go ahead,
Let me
brother.
All right. So, give me a second. Give me a second. Right.
Yeah, we're
So
with
this
you,
is
man.
let's go with realism for a second, right? Let's just be realistic for a second. This isn't an actual call out. This is what we call in boxing a publicity stunt. Because one, him making Terence Crawford an offer, well, that's a bit weird because Gary, you can go anywhere. So you making an offer for an exclusive contract fighter who's on an exclusive deal at a network he can't leave. Well, we all know he actually can't do it. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna make him an offer to go over to PBC, knowing he can't do it, saying he ducked the fight. So you go, he ducked you, and everybody be like, "Oh my God, Crawford ducked him." Let's not even keep in mind that there's 4 weight divisions here: 126 up to 147, 21 pounds. I mean, it's a lot of baloney. But let's just say the fight happens, right? Let's just say the fight happens. And we decide, you know what? We'll sit down and we'll watch this because we're degenerates and we like to see people get hurt. We sit down, we watch this guy get in there with Terence Crawford, and Crawford toys with him, has a little bit of fun, takes his head clean off. What does it do for the sport? Nothing. Doesn't do a damn thing. What does it do for Gary Russell? Nothing. Probably puts him into an insane asylum where he should go right now with this call up. But most importantly, what does it do for Crawford? Absolutely not a damn thing. It doesn't
Yes,
matter.
it does.
Gary,
Yes, it does. I want to tell you why. It actually makes Spence and the rest of them look like liars that he's from the other street. If he can get that fight, what you
Good
call
point.
Crawford can use that as
Good,
leverage and say,
good
"Hey,
point.
I fought this PBC fighter who's a golden boy,
Mm.
and he called me out, and we made a point of getting it done. So you can't say me being the other street, this can't be done. You don't want enough, son." So it does do something if you think about it.
That's a
okay,
good
sure.
point. I can understand where Mark's coming from. It don't really do nothing to him, but he can use that as a playing card and call motherfuckers out. Like right now, I can see Terence Crawford saying, "All right, listen. You got the little guy, the smallest guy, the small fry from PBC calling me out, and you big boys can't call me out. Are you kidding me? This is what you're tossing me, Al Haymon. You making an offer with little old Pee Wee Herman here." And this is all you got? You can't throw the bigger guys towards me? Come on. This is a perfect. I can see where you're coming from, Mark. I definitely see where you come from. It does nothing for him, but I can see where J Dill's coming from as using it as a playing card.
You can use it as a playing card, but there was a term that J Dill used in that sentence, which I didn't necessarily agree with. Golden boy? Gary Russell Jr. is a golden boy at the PBC? He's a
That's how
redheaded
he feels,
stepchild.
Mark.
He's a
That's how he
redheaded
feels.
stepchild. I don't care what he feels like. Reality. Let's talk in reality, not about what he feels, how he's looked at, how he's been treated, what type of fights they try to give him, where he is on their marketing plan. Is he a pay-per-view fighter? No. Is he a marquee name over there? No. He's playing second fiddle to Leo Santa Cruz.
He sure is.
But right now he's trending. So he went from special ed to regular courses now, and now he's starting to learn how to play the game because he got to get his name relevant out here, man.
We all know this fight won't happen.
No, I hope it doesn't. I hope it
I
doesn't.
hope it does. I hope it does.
What the fuck? Explain that to me. Oh,
Be-
because you want to see him get beat the fuck up.
I'm a brutal person.
You know
I
what?
would have seen so it won't be no more excuses on the PBC side and top rank side because a fight like this can't get done.
That's true. Peace to my man Shantobe. What's going on? No doubt. I mean, listen. I think it's much better if these guys come down with their trainers alone with themselves. Go to Oxnard, a level, a neutral playing field. Go to Oxnard gym. Of course, get it on footage. Have these two with their trainers and just have a nice 12 rounder. You know what I'm saying? You can even go 15. Fuck it. Just do it. Do it because they got a personal beef, right? Gary Russell's trying to make money out of this. Exactly what Mark said in the beginning of the top of the fucking stream, where he said that this is a publicity stunt coming from Gary Russell. No doubt. Gary, if you want your ass whooped real bad in front of the world, you don't have to make money off it unless you know you're gonna have to get yourself brand new body parts with that money. But you're not gonna need that. Just get yourself a nice little gym with like Oxnard. Talk to Robert. I'm more than sure he'll pay him a little bit of money there. You know what I'm saying? Y'all record it, put it on any, like I said, put it on any social media platform you want, and we'll watch it. We'll fucking watch it, but we ain't paying no pay-per-view. Fuck that, and no app is gonna buy that. I'm telling you, that fight will not fucking sell. That's a Smurf going against fucking Godzilla, bro.
I agree.
Word up. It's like, yo, Gary Russell, you my bro and everything, but man, you should be worried about Warrington. You should be worried about the Loma rematch. You should be worried about Teofimo. Didn't you just say a couple of interviews ago on Fight Hype, that you'll fight them all? Right? You want the smoke? So I give you a little bit of my Cherokee Indian blood so you can be a smoke stat. So you could be a smoke master and send off them smoke signals, bro. Because I guess them smoke signals are a little too thick and it's fucking making you delusional, brother. Terrence Crawford will whoop that ass, bro. He wear you like a hand puppet, bro.
I blame Fred for this, man. I blame Fred for this, man. Fred barbershop conversation. He instigated this crap. And
yeah,
it might actually happen.
You really think so? Please break this down. Please do.
Because wasn't it Fred that interviewed Russell Jr. for this call out to be happening? And now all of a sudden we're talking about this for real. And of all the people, I mean, I thought it was a joke, and it was just one of those, Gary Russell Jr. just trying to, sell something for the LDBC. But if this fight really happens, Fred the instigator won again. And Fred the instigator instigated this, calling Crawford, he chose this Crawford Spence side. So they're gonna call Crawford, quote unquote, a bitch if he takes the fight. And they're gonna call him a bitch if he doesn't take the fight. Just to instigate Crawford.
Yep. I mean, this is why I understand why Mark has said that, it's a lose-lose for Crawford as well. This is why I said I totally understand where he said that from. And by the way, before you go, hold on. I just want to give a couple of shout outs to people
I just got a new idea.
Wait, hold on. I just want to give some shout outs. Hold up.
Okay.
Actual facts.
Go ahead.
Peace of my actual facts. And Carlos Mendoza for joining. Peace to you. I had to get it through. Go ahead, my brother. Go ahead.
All right. So Crawford, if he's smart, he'd be like, if he dies, he dies. And he was like, I just killed your little brother. Hey, big brother, avenge your little brother's death right now. If Crawford do that, that'll be funny.
I don't think Spence would give a shit, I think Spence would be like, okay, whatever.
Word up, Ronald. You ain't lying, Ronald. No integrity, all smoke, gossip sales these days, all day, bro. Yo, this is what PBC fighters do. Mark, is this a myth or not? Are PBC fighters known for calling out names, right, and getting it real close to the ink hitting the paper, and then all of a sudden they go the other way?
I'm really thinking of a nice way to put certain things, because I'm going to be honest, they aren't the only ones who do it. We gotta be real. We gotta be real. I don't think it's just BBC. I think it's more of a bitch ploy of modern day boxing. I think there's a lot of guys out there who do that, but who does it on the most consistent level? PBC. Yeah. A lot do it. I've seen a lot of guys calling on names, and then doesn't happen. Remember Billy Joe Saunders was meant to fight Golovkin and Canelo and beat both of them?
Yep. I remember clearly, kid.
And then he was offered the Canelo fight just a few weeks ago, wasn't he? And what did he say? I'm on Billy Joe Saunders time, not Canelo time.
Yeah. And that's I remember he even showed up to their press conference. Remember that shit?
Yeah.
That was crazy. We were like, yo, what the fuck is this guy doing here? He's nuts. both of them just looked at him like, okay, whatever. You know, look, you're coming here now to call us out. This is a tactic, but when you could have hollered at us way before. You know what I mean? And all he was doing was calling them out. But I'm glad that he told them at the end, you're working on my time. Fuck you. Because Billy Joe Saunders, you know, he might have fucked around in the beginning, you know, but in the middle, not towards the end, in the middle, you can tell that he wanted to get his shit together, but it was too late. Them tactics fucked him up, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But you know what though? The only one on the PBC side that would call Crawford out after that fight would probably be Jermell Charlo or somebody like that, man.
I got Porter. I think if there's anyone on the PBC side, we will fight anyone. It's Sean Porter.
Porter will probably, because look, my beef with Porter is this, and this is look. When I say
We're
this,
friends.
that's one of them. That's one of them. But on top of all of this, like I don't want people to think that I'm trying to pass on an ideology. This is just a fact. When Terrence Crawford called out Sean Porter to unify with that WBC and his WBO, Sean Porter said, "What? No, I'm thinking about unifying the WBA. I mean the WBC. That's kind of fucked up." So Terrence Crawford said, all right, no doubt. So now that he got no title, he wants to call out Terrence Crawford. And what did Terrence Crawford tell him? I'm looking for unifications. I think that was a great move on Terrence Crawford, man. No, anybody that's saying that Terrence Crawford should have took a Sean Porter title list after he told him, let's unify, he said no, that he went the other way. So obviously that's showing me that, oh, so you think, and that fight was fucking, it was a back and forth, and it could have gone either way, that fight. That goes to show you that clear across the board, this ain't a triangle theory, because Crawford, if we all agree that Crawford has more tools in his fucking shed, he would have wiped both of them clean slate. And I can't
Can
wait.
I say something on that?
Yeah, go ahead, brother.
I'd completely agree with you if it wasn't for one major point. I would agree if Crawford's next fight, you know the way he's looking for unifications?
Yeah.
If his next fight was a unification with Pacquiao or Spence, it's not. It's either Kell Brook or Gary fucking Russell.
Well, actually,
Sean
yeah.
Porter.
I mean, I can agree with the Gary Russell now thing being in the picture, but we haven't heard anything from him as to a response. But I did on my live earlier this morning. I went over an article where it was saying that Kell Brook or Manny Pacquiao are two candidates, right? So I think that if right now, if it gets to a second, if it gets to a second wave, like they're talking about this COVID shit, and it locks down again, and there's no forums or anything like that for those sales, it's gonna have to go on a pay-per-view, and I think people will want to see a Crawford Pacquiao than a Brook. You know,
Cotto, you've been watching boxing a long time, right? You know Bob, right? Bob's the one saying, Kell Brook or Pacquiao, they're candidates, right? If Bob Arum were to turn around to you, let's say he's got Canelo as his fighter, right? And he would say, we're looking at fights between Dorticus, Uniel Dorticus, right? Cruiserweight world champion, Arthur Beterbiev, and Jason Quigley, right? Who's Canelo going to fight next? It's going to be Quigley. If he turns around to you and if he tells you, yo, Bivol's next fight is Arthur Beterbiev, Canelo, or Joe Smith Jr., who's he fighting? He's fighting Joe Smith Jr. Crawford's next fight ain't Pacquiao. That's connecting his name to Pacquiao to help build a bit of promotion in it and intrigue, and he's going to fight Kell Brook.
I just feel that when Arum mentions someone within that, like, let's just call it a lottery, right? If you want to call it, or the mix-up, when he throws them up in the mix-up, at least, I can say this, at least 65% of the time, it is that person, you know? But with this here, I'm a bit, just like everyone else is. I mean, everybody's swaying towards Brook being it, okay, no doubt. But I'm swaying more towards Pacquiao, because as well, Pacquiao's talking about one last fight. He talked about two last year. Now he's talking about one. You know,
I know that, but listen. The prime word of this is, right? Brook and Pacquiao are candidates for Crawford. Pacquiao is not a candidate for Crawford. Crawford's a candidate for Pacquiao.
I can understand, yeah, because it's the senior. I understand that. But they're both in each other.
Already? No, it's not even that. It's money. Money. He the guy.
Of course.
He the all-time great. He the guy. He the money.
No doubt.
Crawford doing what? 100K with Khan? Manny Pacquiao was able to do over 300K with Broner.
Of course, and he will do more with Crawford. This is why I say that it will most likely go towards Pacquiao, Crawford than a Crawford Brook.
Yeah.
You know, that's why. That's the only reason why I say.
Mark my words on the stream right now. It's not Pacquiao versus Crawford next.
Mm.
They're not doing Pacquiao versus Crawford without an arena of fans.
Yeah, but like I said, if there's a second wave, right? If there's a second wave, they cut shit down. We have to stay locked down again, and this is the only way that they're able to do boxing with what they're doing now. I think they're gonna try to scrape it and say, you know what, we got to take the higher name here. They're gonna try their best to get a Pacquiao fucking Crawford than a Brook Crawford, because remember, Pacquiao says he got one more fight and that's it. Like he just wants. So I think if Pacquiao, we all know Pacquiao's no sucker. He's gonna go out on his shield. So he's gonna take the rougher fight. You know what I mean? As to what people want as well. People will call for a Crawford Pacquiao than a Brook Pacquiao. You know, or should I say as well, or a Brook Crawford. Not saying that Brook ain't worth nothing, but everybody knows that Brook ain't gonna bring nothing to the table with these two gentlemen, because these two gentlemen will wash Brook. Brook don't really have anything left here. You know, this
Brook's
guy
not in consideration for Pacquiao. It's Brook. It's Brook and Crawford. The biggest amount of negotiations that have been going on for Pacquiao has been Mikey Garcia, not Crawford. Pacquiao's going to fight Mikey Garcia. He's going to fight Mikey Garcia, and Crawford's going to fight Brook. Everyone knows this. This isn't new news.
I mean, I heard that. I just didn't want to talk because we also got, if we were going to talk that, we also got to talk about this Conor McGregor deal too that's going around, because he is signed with their with Conor McGregor's promotions. You know, so
he's not signed with the promotions. He's signed with their merchandise.
Okay, but Conor McGregor's name is thrown in this picture too. So this is what I'm saying. We don't know what's going on, but with the shit that I read this morning, it seems a bit closer. Do you know that there was a fucking typo? I hope it was a typo. This motherfucker who wrote that article said, "Yo, guys, check this out." This motherfucker said that Terence Crawford was the WBC welterweight champion of the world, son. What's wrong with that there? Isn't that supposed to be an O?
Well, yeah, we all know what's wrong with that. He's not the WBC champion. He's the organization. He's not the council.
A typo twice within that whole fucking editorial, within that whole, and it was a pretty good piece. It was great. You know, it was just that typo that bothered me and shit, because after he said that, a little bit down on the second paragraph where he started talking about Errol Spence Jr. So I think he was rushing on his training sentence and kept fucking he had Spence Jr. on his mind. You know what I mean? You can tell, because he right away, right after the WBC, called him the WBC, he went straight into motherfucking Errol Spence Jr. I was like, this guy's one of those guys. But he didn't down him or anything, you know, and it was all on Pacquiao. It was basically on what's next for Pacquiao and shit like that. Because Bob Arum held some conference yesterday or something like that, which I'm still looking for and I can't find it. So if anybody can find it, please hit me.
Well, probably I would prefer Crawford versus Pacquiao, because it doesn't look like the Spence fight is ever going to happen.
Right.
You know? So, that's the preference fight.
No doubt. Right. Yo, salute to Chen Smoke and Pool Check. No doubt. I see you fellas. Go ahead, Brian. I'm sorry.
I think Kell Brook will make money in the UK, him fighting Crawford. I think that will make good pay-per-views in the UK. I'm not sure about in America.
Right.
So, you know,
and keep in mind, fans are meant to be allowed back to events in the UK in October. So they're looking at Crawford fighting in November. So Kell Brook makes sense. And he's a draw in Sheffield, a big draw in Sheffield.
Yeah, with that being said, opening, you know, the venues and shit again, yes, it does make sense. It definitely does. It definitely does. And they was saying something about another country that Bob Arum was thinking of a Crawford Pacquiao, but in another country. I mean, you know, like I said, it's as messy as the AJ and fucking Fury shit that's going on. It's really messy. You know, it's messy, and I don't want to get into the politics because it just fucks everything up when you know it's not even high hopes. It's just you can't even put a thought on it. But I do want to ask you guys this: between Kell Brook and Khan going down the panel, is it clear as day now that fucking Khan ducked fucking Brook all the time?
Yes.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
He trolled him. He trolled him and then he ducked him.
Mm.
Yeah. He priced himself out. He priced himself out. He was looking for 85%. Like, bro, you ain't Floyd Mayweather. Like, there's only one person I know of who can take 85% against someone, and that's Floyd.
Yeah.
Unless you look a proper shit fighter. Let's say it's like Anthony Joshua, right? And he's fighting against like, oh no, fucking Eric Molina. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And Timmy Nielsen just told us Michael Benson, WBC, and the WBC are going to decide tomorrow who will face Avani Yildirim for the vacant super middleweight title, and his money's on Canelo. Of course, if it's WBC, they're going to throw that motherfucker first.
So yeah, I actually have the news on that. So let me do this real quick. Yeah.
Go ahead, brother. No doubt.
I'll tell you all the fighters who are in contention, if that's cool. So the WBC are going to decide who will face Avni Yildirim for the vacant belt tomorrow. It's claimed they've received requests from Callum Smith, David Benavidez is the champion who lost his belt on the scale, Azizbek Abdulgofarov, and Canelo. So the two main contenders, there's Callum Smith, Canelo, and Benavidez have all thrown their hat in to fight Avni Yildirim.
Nice. And it's definitely going to go to Canelo because, like I said, you know, he's the golden boy out of all of them. You know, Benavidez. Let me tell you something, bro. I feel he sabotaged that plant fight by doing that. You know what I'm saying? And it wasn't because he ducked him or nothing. I just feel like it was just a hatred. He just wanted him off his fucking radar. You know,
what are the chances they give it to Benavidez?
There is actually a chance. There is a chance. He lost it on the scale. They might give him another opportunity at the belt. They could give it to Callum Smith, but look, who's the franchise champion? Canelo.
Yeah.
No.
Yep.
Who brings you the most amount of sanctioning fees for your fights? Canelo.
Cinnamon.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's cannoli, man. Cannoli's getting that shot, man.
Cannoli's
getting that.
Cinnamon cannoli. Word.
My money was always on Canelo, but I'm just saying, what if you do give it to Benavidez? You lost your belt in the weighing skills, and they.
Look, I like both Benavidez. I like them both, Brian. I like them both. The problem here is that there's no boxing life, bro, within these guys. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The cocaine binge, get in trouble for that. I mean, for Christ's sake, if you're gonna do it, at least do it off of a fucking fight season. Like if you know you got a fight coming up, you don't ingest the fucking cocaine. You try to get it out your system, fight the dude, get that, and then if you're gonna party, do what you're gonna do, and then 2 months, go through 2 months of rehab, clean your system. At least like the greats used to do it. You know what I'm saying? I don't know about Aaron Pryor because there are a lot of stories that used to go and coked up, and he looked like it, but. That's hearsay. I'm just saying.
He looks better coked up though.
Right? But what I'm saying here is you guys need the boxer's life, bro. This is why Devin Haney is gonna go places, bro. And depending on how Gervonta Davis goes, where he goes as his fight selection after fucking Leo Santa Cruz, if he gets past him, let's see if he's gonna fucking go under the tutelage of fucking Floyd Mayweather. Let's see should I say the tutelage? Because he's not, like I said this morning, he's on the outside on the glass, right? He was like, oh my God, he's teaching him everything. Meanwhile, Devin Haney is learning the tricks and the trades, getting all the gems and the jewels and the emeralds, and this guy's on the outside, looking on in. So now he decided, you know what? So now Mayweather's there trying to, polish him off or whatever. But what's going to happen here is Devin Haney's going to go much further. They're never going to fight, though. I'm telling you. Mark left, man. Come back, Mark, if you can.
Yep. Man, Canelo's still running politics, I see.
Of course.
In a division that's boring,
That's crazy.
If he could have stayed disciplined with his weight, he would have been a great welterweight.
Look, John, me, you, Brian, Mark, at certain points, me personally, I'm going to speak for myself when I say this. I see the fuckery with Canelo. And especially, I was saying to myself, when he was at 155, I was saying to myself, and you can see it on the videos, I was like, there's something that he's doing that's keeping him at that weight. And I'm gonna tell you guys something right now. He's gonna fuck his kidneys up. This shit is gonna hurt him later on, right? And what happened? This is what they did. Come to find out, my man was using clenbuterol to cut that to stay at 155. No fucking wonder. But all of a sudden, it's right clear as day, and these fucking Canelmos want to come out of nowhere and fucking tell me and guys like you and everybody else that we see the gimmick that oh no, first of all, you lied. You don't know where he got it. First you said it was cooked, a vending cart, and then it was a fucking restaurant. Which one is it? You know what I'm saying? Then you want to say, get the fuck out of here, bro. He got caught out there. He used it. Then it was known that fucking bodybuilders use them in their cut cycle. You know what I'm saying? For competition when they're cutting. This motherfucker has gimmicks. And for all you guys who are making these little groups and going out there and trying to be because man, he's Mexican, and y'all could do all that shit. Y'all can do everything you want to do, but his shit is pampered, feathered, and fucking tapered up, bro. Because in order to be multi like that, there had to be people in the way. In order for him to beat a guy like Golovkin, that motherfucker needed his hand held in all aspects, bro. So don't come here with that shit with Canelo's the best Mexican fighter ever, because this motherfucker ain't never fight like a Mexican fighter. As a matter of a fact, it was, I think it was, if I'm not mistaken, it was it was Chavez Sr. who told him, you're a fucking puto, because he tried to tell him that there was no such style as Mexican boxing. Go look for it. It's out there.
Yeah. Ooh. Senior K-man up like that?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Because he tried to tell him that there was no Mexican style of boxing. Are you fucking stupid?
Yeah. Wow. Does Canelo remind me of Chavez Jr. and the way he fights? No. Does he remind me of Eric Morales the way he fights? No. Does he remind me of Marco Antonio Barrera the way he fights? No. Right? Free legends, free Mexican. Right? Marquez is a more conservative fighter. And the Mexican, but that man's one hell of a counterpuncher once he's inside. And that guy is a good at exchanges on the inside. Does he remind me of Marquez? No. These guys were warriors. These guys fought everyone. Right? Canelo's resume. It is a great resume.
Yeah,
but
fucking,
Yeah. But he doesn't fight like a Mexican. He's a lot more conservative than most Mexicans I've seen.
What that group was on Salvador Sanchez?
Yes. Absolutely. Salvador Sanchez. Sorry, my focus.
I mean, all I know is like Canelo, even though a premature death is Salvador Sanchez, Canelo's not even on that level, man. Like,
I mean, he's not, man. All these guys, like Mikey Garcia, they're gonna try to put him with the greats who were, multi-division champions. But people don't understand. It's so easy in this fucking era to do that.
Yeah,
the guy, because most of the titles are either vacant or the guy that's holding it didn't even have one title fucking defense yet, bro. I mean, it's.
Yeah, even Crawford, though he became undisputed, he didn't defend his undisputed. So I get what you're saying with that.
Mexican fans love warriors, right? They love into the such fact, right? Mexican fans didn't really notice Marquez until he fought Pacquiao the first time. They thought he was just a boxer. They didn't realize how good he was until he fought Pacquiao the first time. And then he goes and does it the second time. That time, he had a white Mexican following because they saw that man was a warrior in the ring.
That third fight was blasphemous, though.
Yeah,
it was. Piece of pool check. Welcome, brother. I'm just saying, ain't nothing wrong with being nationalistic. I love my Mexican fighters, kid. I love them all. But Canelo, to me, like I said, you look, in the future, nobody is going to, and I say this all the time, nobody's going to be able to place him in a category as to what best weight he was in, what weight he was best at. Which great from that weight class was he better than? It's not going to be many.
Now, if the LDBC scrutinized Canelo like they did Tyson Fury, I could see their point to a certain extent.
Right.
But I mean, Fury's questionable on certain things. I admit that, but I mean,
The
the
resume,
way they
yes.
go, but the way they're going at him is how you supposed to go at Canelo. Like, but they when it comes to Canelo, they just suck it up and shut up now, and they say we don't support Golden Boy. Well, shouldn't you feel like that about Fury? Just shut up. But with Fury, you just poke, dig. I'm like, this is what Canelo needs because, in all honesty, when was the last great win Canelo had where it was an awesome performance? Or
You
did
know,
it look fixed, look rigged, or did it look like a decision the judges gave out of pity? I mean, when was the last great win Canelo had that was big? It was a dominant performance.
yeah,
Who?
yeah,
Danny Jacobs? Danny Jacobs? But
you're
nobody cares
absolutely
about
correct.
Jacobs.
Yep,
Yep.
you're absolutely correct, bro. Yeah, and I tell you
No.
right now, I'm not gonna front. I thought Jacobs was gonna beat Canelo. The problem with Jacobs is that Jacobs fell into Canelo's game plan. Instead of
Yeah.
fighting him on the onside, on the outside and staying evasive and using his footwork. And he even said it himself. And he's a dick for that. It is what it is. This is why right now, like you said, is the most boring fucking division. It's full of what ifs. So is the welterweight division right now. And then the
Yeah.
ones that are actually solidifying and trying to do, right? Not because of the sake of the fans, but because of the sport and the way it's supposed to be, even and treaded out. These motherfuckers are calling them fake. You know?
Yeah. Right. Could you imagine, right? Terence Crawford goes on Twitter this evening and says, right, for no reason, I'm not fighting. I'm not fighting Gary Russell Jr. I am, that guy is beneath me. If he went on, right, all the LDBC fanboys, and I know you're part of the LDBC, but all the fanboys would say he's ducking. He's
Who
ducking.
hold on, who's part of the LDBC?
What J Doe
No,
or
he's
part?
not. No, he's not. No, he's not. No, he's not.
Are you
He was. He was.
all right?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
you
yeah.
okay? You were part of the LDBC, right? J Doe, right?
Yeah.
LDBC fanboys, you know it and I know it. Will say he's ducking. He's ducking. He's ducking. Right?
Reason
He
why they
Terence
going at
Crawford.
him, the reason why they going at him like that is because Crawford dismissed having interviews with them, but the guy that he dismissed ain't making a big issue about it. It's people like Ticket TV and them making a big issue of being petty about it. So
Yeah.
they like fuck that hoe in their language, and I'm
Yeah,
just
and
like,
you know what it is? You know what it is, Brian? You know what it is, Jay? It's this, bro. It's that since he don't fall into their agenda and he knows what they're about, you know what I'm saying? This is why they diss him and they dismiss him and he ain't black to them. And that's fucking wrong. And this is why I say that they're full of shit and they're racist because Andre Ward was fucking premiered with them. They loved him and then all of a sudden he came out with that barbershop shit and what happened? Oh boy, right?
yep,
Oh
yep,
boy.
that was classic, man.
It
Boy
was.
put
That
them
was
in the
classic.
place.
Yeah, it was.
I,
Yo, salute to Ugly Cuz. What's going on, Ugly Cuz? Salute. Welcome. It's crazy, man. It's to a point that you can see the whole facade. You just gotta know what this shit is all about, and you also gotta keep your nose out the boxing politics. Us fight fans do not belong there. How much they're getting, and the moment that a fighter comes out of nowhere and says, I want this much, knowing that he's worth that much. And we all know, knowing what he learned, what he earned last fight, and he comes with that shit. As soon as Tiafimo did that shit, I was like, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear this shit. He's pricing himself out. This nigga, come on, son. Are you kidding
Yeah,
me?
I was the same. I went on and DJF on that, right?
Yeah.
I apologize to DJF for the way because he did take the fight, but I don't apologize for what I said at the time with the information I had. Right. The only reason this fight is happening because Lomachenko was giving up some of his purse to facilitate the B side fighter, not the A side fighter, the B side fighter. Now that tells me one thing about Lomachenko, and if anyone slates this man for not wanting to fight, no problem with me because that man proves to me that he cares more about legacy than he does about money.
Yep. You're
That's
absolutely correct.
back to the old school days of fighting. That is it. That is what we all believe in, right? We all believe in the best should fight the best. That is what you believe in. That is what J Doe believes in. That's what everybody in this chat believes in. The best should fight the best. And he's saying, I want to fight the best young prospect in the on the 135-pound division, in the lightweight division. He said, I want to fight the best young prospect, and I want to prove that I am the alpha dog. That's what he's doing. That's what he did to get that fight over the line. And if anyone calls that man a coward, well, then they don't have a fucking clue what they're on about.
Yeah, I agree with you. I agree.
That's called clout chasing.
Yep. Yep. And what Lomachenko did was over compromising. You know what I mean? My man literally bent over backwards, took food out of his fucking family's mouth and said, you know what, you son of a bitch, here's the other half. Now there's no excuse. Let's fight. Because
now he's about to get his butt whooped.
I'm telling you, bro, the ass whooping that Lomachenko has jotted down in his soul for that dude, bro. Oh man, bro. It's gonna be bad. He's gonna punish him, bro. People think that Teofimo, look, he's a firecracker. Yes, he is, but he's not a dynamite just yet. This fight is what makes it, what gives him the ingredients to become a dynamite and then become very explosive. And we have to see exactly where he's gonna go. And the way he's going mentally, you can tell already mentally who's already mentally in charge. It's not Tio, because Tio ain't gonna make him look stupid, whoop his ass, and take his money and then talk about it. No, it's not even like that. Because what's gonna really happen, the reality, the ground set here, concrete jungle type shit. What really happens is that Teofimo gets outclassed and gets embarrassed. His stock falls. He knows this. This is exactly why he wanted more of that money, because he knows when I lose, I'm going to put up the best fight I can, but I'm still going to look fucking stupid. I mean, come on. We had guys who were world class that he made look stupid. Nicholas Walter was a way better fighter than fucking Teofimo. I don't care who you are. Disagree with me right now if you want to. He made him look stupid. He made him look fucking dumb.
Real stupid. And, you know what I mean? And I remember us, especially in the LDBC, rocking with Walters like that. Like he was the next come up. And when Lomachenko did what he did to him, man, we turned our backs on him because it wasn't because he got outclassed. It's because he quit. You know Lomachenko made that dude quit.
Big time. Big time, big time. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying that Teofimo's gonna quit. What I'm saying is when he loses on points, because Teofimo got that he's not gonna get knocked out. That I'll give him, and he's gonna be touching Loma, but in little spots, not all spots. I'm telling you. And what's gonna happen here is that just like he knows his stock's gonna fall. That's why he needed that much money in order to sit back and recuperate and think about what the fuck he doing. That way, when he comes back, he's well off and he's good. You know what I mean? Because it's going to be even harder for him to come back. On top of that, I'm more than sure Tio was thinking of the second wave that's coming. See, when you're into entertainments and all that shit and sports and all that, they give you a heads up before us civilians, bro. These niggas know what's happening. They know what's going to happen. This is why I say that they're mentioning these fights, and before this year closes, before 2020 closes, they're trying to scrape all the money they can for this year to make up for all the fiscal loss, bro.
Yep. You know what I would do if I was Crawford, even though I'm married and everything? And I know my camp would get mad at me, and Bob would get mad at me too. But Bob wins anyways. Is take a 70-30 with Manny Pacquiao. Meaning Pacquiao gets 70, I get 30, or 80-20, only for one reason. That name means more to me than the money I'm going to get anyways. And that name means so much that I can call anybody big out there. PBC, because ain't nobody Earl face, ain't nobody Sean face, Danny face that as good as Manny Pacquiao. So what I will say is I beat Pacquiao, I got 2 belts, Earl, you got 2 belts, or Danny, you got 2 belts, whoever wins that fight. And then you be like, look, I beat the man in the division that Keith Thurman couldn't get done. And as soon as you do, now you could ask for a pay-per-view fight, and you can get that 50-50 or that 60-40. You really should ask for the 60-40 because now you got a new fan base, and then all of a sudden you whoop their butts. Now you're making up for what you lost, but a lot of fighters don't want to take those cutbacks because sometimes to be great, you got to take a 70-30 deal or 80-20 deal just to get a name on your resume. Even if you're a threat take the 80-20 because that name is gonna be just as good. And you're gonna remind yourself, I want to knock the living crap out of this dude. Because why? Because I had to my trainer don't want to train with me because I can't give him enough nuggets for his time and stuff like that. So I gotta just bring somebody else in who needs the experience, and it's affordable that way. And all of a sudden, I gotta sacrifice a lot from being away from my family. But my wife is mad because it's not gonna pay all the bills when we have a vacation after this. I gotta get back in the ring and beat some other heads to make up for that whole year.
Yeah.
But the sacrifice is well worth it. But a lot of fighters don't want to grind like that now.
Yeah.
No, they don't. They don't. Brian, I wanted to ask you, do you know why Andy Ruiz broke up with his trainer?
I don't have a clue. I assume it's something to do with I don't know.
How about you, J-Dale?
Of not making the sacrifices.
Right. Well, I'm telling you right now. See, this is the problem. This is exactly what the problem is. Andy Ruiz was on top of the world. He beat the best heavyweight in his era, right? My man
Yeah.
had the clout and everything. Of course, he let shit get to him, right? Now, it's not fair that you come back, you fire your fucking trainer because you lost. No, my man, it was your fault. Everybody knew that his trainer during the buildup of the second fight was telling Andy Ruiz, "Yo, stop partying. We need you to fucking what's up, Kalo? Salute. We need you to fucking stay in shape. We need you to keep those titles. We need you to be the champ that you are." And what happened? He let the limelight get to him, and he got his ass whooped. Now he's serious. Now but the whole point is, you never get rid of that trainer, right? Like Wilder was gonna do the same thing. He was gonna get rid of Mark Breland because Mark Breland threw in the fucking towel. Like it was a conspiracy. Any good fucking trainer is gonna throw the towel in and stop the fight if you're getting your ass whooped and you catching fucking punches that you shouldn't be catching. So the problem here with these fighters is the pride. It's the pride, and these guys aren't. The trainers are not as great as the old school trainers where they taught them boxing is life. Meaning you lose your temper in life, you lose in life. You lose your temper in the ring, you lose the fight. These guys don't have that. These guys don't have that. These guys don't have the pep talks. These guys don't watch fight footage. Most of these guys don't even do road work. Their whole training regimen is fucked up. Everything is cryogenic, chamber this. Fuck it. Get the fuck out of here. It's not only the training. It's the mental preparation. It's a 90% game in there. And most of these guys don't have the fucking smarts, bro. This is why they don't fight each other because they're too busy trying to make their pockets fat. Gary Russell Jr., you should be worried about the Warringtons. You should be worried about the fucking the Lomachenko's rematches. You should be worried about the TOs. You should be worried about all those guys that are lighting the ass like you. Not fucking Terrence Crawford, who's a fucking beast. Has fucking he fucking partially unified at 135, closed the division at 140, came to 147 and won a strap faster than Thurman, than fucking Errol Spence Jr. I mean, what's going on here? You guys are not seeing the real? Must we point it out all the time? Well, then allow us to point it out all the time, though, with the ET finger and the glow and everything. You stupid motherfuckers, follow the bouncing ball. You ready? Here we go. Terrence Crawford is a fucking threat to everyone in PBC. Bottom line.
Could I ask you a question?
Go ahead, bro.
If you were Terrence Crawford, what fights to you mean more than money to you?
What I'm meaning is, look, had PBC really was about it, like right now, a Keith Thurman and a Terrence Crawford would have been nice, right? Because Keith
Thurman calling him out right now.
Yeah,
calling him out.
Exactly. It will be perfect. Now, there is no doubt in my mind or anybody's mind that's a Terrence Crawford follower. No, we know that he would not turn this down. He would take it. He would take this fight and he would defend that. He would defend that WBO that he got, right? And then after that, if no one wants to unify, Errol Spence Jr. keeps fronting, then he can take a Sean Porter. He can take down the PBC knows this. They know that he will, just like Manny Pacquiao would, single-handedly beat the shit out the whole stable, dog.
Yep.
And the Bob father would laugh in the background. But
like, It's for real. Like I'm not an extreme. Everybody knows that I'm not an extreme, and I'm very unbiased,
I like
bro.
Crawford, but I'm a Bradley fan, so that's
No
just
doubt.
me.
No doubt. And even Bradley, who's Crawford's good friend, didn't even want to fight. What's the first thing he said when they asked him, why don't you fight? Oh, we're good friends. Yeah, okay. It's because because he knows, because even when he talked about Crawford, when he called Crawford fights, especially the Hank Lundy fight, my man was like, what I tell you? My man is dynamic. There's nobody out here that I'm telling you, nobody's able to touch this kid, right? He knows
Right.
that.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So this is
But
what
what I'm asking basically is, if you're Terence Crawford, which fights to you right now, you just don't care about the money. You want that fight right now. You willing to take a cut, meaning
I'd be looking for a Delorme. I'd be looking for of course Errol Spence Jr. But then what other title is over at the welterweight division in PBC?
Yeah, I
Right,
got the two belts. I got the two belts, so I have to say Pacquiao, and
right.
I have to say Earl Spence Jr. Those are the three fights that would mean more to money to me because belts are on the line, legacy's on the line. If anyone ever listens to me on boxing, I'm a big believer. If those belts are on the line, you go for the belts. You go for the legacy fight. I'm a big believer in legacy fights. Go for the fights that the fans want to see. That because at the end of the day, if fans want to see the fight, they will buy it, they will pay for it, and if you win, you gain more respect in the fans' eyes.
Yeah, yeah. But the thing is, look, we know Terence Crawford has been trying to unify with Errol Spence Jr. And now that Errol Spence Jr. got two straps, it's going to be even harder for him. He's going to keep running. As a matter of fact, I predicted this a long time ago, and I'm going to say this shit again. Are you ready? Here we go. Errol Spence Jr. is going to move up before he even fights fucking Terence Crawford. If that fight does happen, it'll probably happen at 154 or it'll happen at 160. Know what I'm saying? And we don't know where Errol Spence Jr. is anyway right now physically in the game. So we have to wait till this Danny Garcia fight happens. But I would love to see Terence Crawford fucking fight everybody at the PBC stable. But PBC's fronting because they know that they'll say his name, but they won't raise their arm. They won't raise their hands towards him, bro. They won't put their hands up with him. They won't shoot the fair one with him. And that's a bunch of bullshit right there. That right
how
there.
bad, how
On
bad
your video,
would,
sorry,
how bad would Earl Spence look if Crawford, even though more realistically ain't gonna happen like that, but if Crawford offered Earl Spence a 70-30, where Spence gets 70% of the money, just so the fight can get done, whether it's on a pay-per-view or just a national television broadcast station, and Spence still turns it down. How bad would Spence look then?
Spencer looked terrible. Everybody will just do this. The sigh would be mediocre. It'll be like, yeah, I knew it. You know what I'm saying? So now everybody that's saying that already had known, basically at the time that we knew that it's not Crawford, right? But all these guys would come up with the one excuse that they always do. Who has Terence Crawford fought though? That's why he's not gonna fight. You know what I'm saying? Instead of saying he's in the division, he got a strap. Wouldn't your champion want to fight? Won't you want to unify that? Right? But these guys are stupid. These guys are stupid. They think it's about the name. They think it's not about the name. It's not about how much fucking asses you put in seats, really, if you really fucking think about it, because the asses are gonna be put in seats regardless of your work ethic. Depends how you fighting. You know what I'm saying? Mike Tyson
Exactly.
look, Mike Tyson put asses in seats. He captivated people. Why? Because of his fucking work ethic in the ring, the way he went in the ring and took care of motherfuckers. Sugar Ray Leonard, same thing. You know what I'm saying? Your showmanship. Each and every fighter is supposed to be a showman, not a show off, a showman. You're supposed to display your pedigree. And a lot of these guys don't display their pedigree. They think that social media shit and what they earn and what they made out of the last fights, and then they come in here and they give us mediocre, that they're on top of the world, that they're the greatest, that they're Hall of Fame bound. Get the fuck out of here. Go suck on a big fat pair of elephant nuts.
The only one that PBC right now that I see got a Hall of Fame resume in the 147 division right now is I'm talking about PBC, is possibly Sean Porter. That's about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sean Porter's, because he's very competitive. I've always said that. Sean Porter is the only competitive motherfucker there. He's fought almost everybody. And for some reason, Sean Porter gets to cross streets. Now, the problem here is the same leniency you're giving Sean Porter to cross fucking streets. Why aren't you doing it with the rest of these guys so we can get these fights going that us fight fans, the employers, want? Because tell you the truth, PBC is not gonna make it next year if they keep on with this shit. I'm telling you, they're not. They're not. And the only thing they're gonna get are casuals, and casuals don't really know what they want. No offense to any casuals out there, but y'all really don't know what you want. And when y'all don't get what you want, especially coming from another person that's catering to you, you eat that person. So you eat each other from within. That's how you guys do.
Yeah. I asked this earlier. I was in the chat during the earlier video. I said, no one can tell me who Errol Spence Jr. is sparring right now. I keep asking this all the time. Who is he sparring? Is he even sparring?
Right.
Because when I ask this, people just go, well, he spars everybody. But I've not heard one name who he is sparring.
It's fucking nuts, bro.
Yeah.
It's nuts.
So,
it's nuts.
Like from the Tank Davis side, right? We know he was sparring that Red Calf boy and all that there. We know all that there's happening. We see videos of him sparring. There's no videos of Terence Crawford or not Terence Errol Spence Jr. even near a spar, near the ring. So I don't know how ready he is.
Right.
For the fight. I really don't. You know, I can't judge him. I can't judge the Danny Garcia fight until I see him on the night. On how that I think that fight will go, because you know, I don't know. I don't know if he's ready.
Right.
After the car accident, I really don't. People always say to me, "Who do you got winning, Danny Garcia?" I say I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm not gonna call this fight either. I'm not calling this fight, and I'm not gonna predict it. Number one, I got no dog in this race, and number two, like I said, I'm just sitting back because I don't know where the fuck these guys are at. Peace to OG Boogie and Chet Collins, no doubt. Now I'm gonna replay once again and kill motherfuckers with the sort of verbatim. Okay, Gary Russell Jr. saying that him and Haymon sent Terence Crawford an official fight offer. Here we go.
Second conversation with Al Haymon. Second conversation with Al Haymon about Terence Crawford. It's official that we made an offer, and it's been said to Mr. Terence Bud Crawford. Terence, man, what's up, Snap? Let's go ahead and settle this shit once and for all, and show the fans what would have happened if you would have attempted to fight back when I punched you in the mouth. Let's do this shit in front of everybody and show them what really would have happened, man. Y'all see what it is, man. I mean, it's not man. This shit real, man. So once again, all we doing is waiting for a response. So if the fight don't happen, I want the fans and everybody out here, all the sucker-ass, punk-ass haters and doubters and all that that's out here, to understand that it didn't happen because Terence Crawford didn't want to make a fight. Point blank period. The ball in y'all court now. Make something happen, man.
All right. So there you go. Now I'm gonna tell you something now on my platform. Gary Russell Jr. I'm gonna let you know something right now. You lost me as a fan. You know what I'm saying? You lost me as a fan. And it's not because you're getting up on Terence Crawford. It's because of the way you handling your situation, dog. First of all, it was known. 4 people stepped to the plate and actually said that Terence Crawford's part of the story where you snuffed him was the truth, right? It was the truth. That was the truth. You snuffed him. Then you came out and said no. Then you tried to attack the dude that came out and the other dudes, but this one dude who actually said, I'll come out of retirement and whoop your ass. You know what it is, blah, blah, blah. You know what I'm saying? Terence Bud Crawford also said, I guess the girl you with or whatever, or used to be with, you fucking told you and told him that, you know, to stop. And you know what I mean? Because he was going to bust your ass. I mean, whatever's personal between you guys, no doubt that's between y'all. But all I know is that this motherfucker wants to get it on. If Terence Crawford's looking at, he even told you, I'll break your neck in a street fight. So, as a fight fan, and some that are here, we don't want to see that fight because you're going to get your ass whooped. It's going to be so unevenly matched, bro. This is going to be the first time a motherfucker moves up how many? 3, 4 weight classes, bro?
Yep.
To fight a fucking dude? This ain't fucking This ain't Will-O-the-Wisp's fucking days, bro, where that shit was legal, son. Because you don't fight like them. These motherfuckers put in rounds, hours. You used to fight at least 4 times, 5 times a fucking week, son. You motherfuckers ain't built like that. You're not built like that to just move up fucking 4 weight classes to fight Terrence Bud Crawford. Are you fucking stupid, brother? Are you crazy? There's a big difference. What if you think you're fast? That's like fighting a super heavyweight who's faster, stronger. I mean, come on, son.
Here's the thing about people who fight like Russell Jr. As soon as their reflexes and their speed go away, their career goes away. I mean, Belgic Taylor, out of here. Roy Jones, unfortunately, out of here. I mean, and they're usually injury prone too, and always got to have surgeries on something. But my thing with Russell, I don't know if he's jealous of somebody, envying somebody, and how they moving the privileges they getting. But this is unlike his character, man. Like, and being this delusional, he's desperate for a check or something.
Yeah.
Or he might owe some debt or something. We don't know what's personal behind the scenes.
Something.
I mean, Broner, I would like to see that fight, but that's more realistic because at least one of them ain't gonna throw their hands out. You can use your speed to beat Broner, but a dog like Baby Hearns, as you used to call him all the time, you're gonna look like Martin on the Martin Show with Thomas the Hitman Hearns.
He's gonna get beat the fuck up.
Yeah.
What'd you call him, a Smurf?
Yeah, he's a Smurf, bro. You're a fucking blueberry, bro. You're a blueberry. You're not, bro. You're gonna get squashed, bro. Blueberries are softer than grapes, bro. And I'm not calling, but when it comes to that, bro, that's a beast, bro. Are you? Yes, thank you, Chet. 4 weight class, bro. 4 weight classes. 4 weight classes. That means you're putting on 80-something fucking pounds, bro. Are you kidding me?
And I'm not giving you your respect, saying, "Oh, at least he got in there and fought Crawford." No, I won't call you an idiot.
Yep, and I'm gonna be like, "That's what you get for going in there."
Yeah, how the hell is he going to hurt Crawford? Like,
I hope so, pull check. Yo, my brother, I hope he's just fronting, son. I hope he's fronting. I hope he's just putting up a front because I'm gonna tell you something right now. Either way, he looks bad. Putting up a front is even worse. Cloud chasing, right? That's what they call it in this era. It's even worse, bro. It's even fucking worse because now you look like a coward who's crying wolf, selling wolf tickets. So nobody believes you. You're gonna need more people, right? So either way, it looks bad for Russell. He should just walk away from it the way Homer Simpson does, into the bushes and shit.
Yeah, man. I mean,
come back when you can, Brian.
But my thing is, why are you using your teenager years to bring out your glorious days? That tells me you don't appreciate anything you've done in your professional career right now.
Right?
Like you're telling me verbatim, you were the stuff in your amateur days, but right now your professional days, you ain't nothing. You a bum. Like,
yo.
I mean, dog, that's what you're really telling me. But I guess nobody sees it that way.
I hope that's an inside joke, and I don't really. Does anybody really want to see that fight in a way that you think is going to be competitive? I don't.
I see it going the way my man Poolcheck says, using that motherfucker like a keychain. You're gonna be attached to the motherfucker like a keychain after you knock him out, bro.
I got Crawford knocking him out with a body shot.
Easily, bro. Easily. Man, my man's waistline is this small compared to fucking that's his waistline right here, son. My man's like a fucking 16 compared to a size fucking 34, 32, dog.
Yeah. How can Russell even hurt him?
I mean, the story goes, Brian. The story goes that he didn't have no hand wraps on, so when he snuffed him, he should have knocked him out. He didn't knock him out. The story was that when he snuffed him, Terrence Crawford just went like this, and he went launched at him, and everybody was holding him back. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, I know the story. Yeah.
So just imagine with gloves on, what is he gonna? That shit's gonna be like a fucking. It's gonna be like Cottonelle, son.
Yeah.
Harkin, originally it was reported that he got his jaw broken by Russell, according to Russell, to Fred, the instigator.
Nah, listen. There are 4 guys that were there that even said that shit was a lie. What Russell was saying, you know what I'm saying? They accounted for Crawford's fucking story. 4 guys, and it's even so bad that Russell came out and tried to diss one of the guys, and one of the guys said, "Bro, I don't even box no more, but give me 6 months, I come back and fuck you up like I did when we were younger. Remember when your father stopped us from sparring? You up?"
Yeah.
I was like, "Oh shit," you know what I mean? So it's like, yo, there's dudes out here that expose other dudes because, you know what I mean? And, you know, these guys are doing stupid shit and saying things that they shouldn't be saying. Now, I do not believe that Russell Jr. got fucking Terrence Crawford's heart with just a snuff. No way.
Yeah.
Especially if it was accounted for that he launched at you.
Could you just imagine? First is Fury who gets rid of the Wilder dreams in the next fight, and then Crawford getting rid of Spence in the Spence dreams, and then let's say Crawford nuts up and goes to 154 and beats a Charlo, and that knocks down a Fanon dream.
Yep.
I mean, I'm gonna say like respect the real, even if they don't give you an interview, and be professional, and just love the sport of boxing. You know how many fighters turned me down for an interview back in the day, and I still watch their fights. And I don't take it personal.
Yeah. You know, a lot of these motherfuckers ain't professional. They think they are, but they're not. You know what I mean? They're not. And then they get on there with no type of fucking history of the fighter, you know, to make them feel comfortable, knowing that, okay, I'm comfortable. I'm talking to a real fight fan, somebody who knows what they're talking about. You know how frustrating it is to fucking sit down and have somebody ask you about you when they're supposed to be asking you questions about the progress of your life, and you got to keep backtracking because they didn't do their fucking history. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
It's frustrating for fucking fighters to do that. So it's like, you know, these guys need to actually open up their eyes and see that the material you got, bro, you guys suck. I've been saying it for years, bro. You guys fucking suck, bro. You suck. You suck.
The best way to get a great interview out of a fighter, make them bring up some of their toughest roles to a fight. Make them bring up their most difficult fight and their most difficult time training for a fight. And people get to see the real of them, the vulnerability of them, and how they overcame their demons and everything else. It makes them more relatable and stuff. And then talk to them about their happiest fight, whether it was in amateurs or the professional ranks and everything. But at least we get a crack of who they are as human beings. And they let you know how this boxing stuff is as a process inside and out. That's how you do an interview.
Just as something as simple as who's the best fighter you've ever shared the ring with, sparring, amateurs, or even in the pro level. Like who is the best, or who's the best potential young fighter you've sparred, or you know who's coming up, or you've seen, you know, things like that. There, you know, just make them feel comfortable. That's all you have to do.
Yeah.
Not even that.
And it's only common courtesy that you know the history of a person. You know, it's like having a conversation with a person. You got to bring something to the table. If not, you're wasting that person's time, and at the same time, you're making yourself susceptible of being called a fucking idiot, and a jerk off, a fucking waste of time, and a fucking unprofessional, unknowledgeable motherfucker. And this is what they've run into. These guys fucking suck, bro. Y'all suck. Your narrative, your stance, everything you fucking stand for, bro, sucks, bro. It fucking so with the boxing, the sport of boxing, not your personal life, just the sport of boxing. You guys fucking suck, bro. You know what I'm saying? You're right now, bro. You are arm wrestling a big beefy brolic motherfucker who has the world title, and you guys are down here, bro. You guys are real close to getting slammed on the table. Just give it up, bro. Don't even fight back because your shoulder's gonna get ripped off, and then you won't have no use for yourselves.
That's what I'm saying, right? That's what J Doe's saying. But what happens to the PBC if the Charlo brothers get beat? What happens to the PBC if Errol Spence Jr. gets beat? You know, with their king already feeling that defeat and being exposed as not a great boxer.
Yeah, look, motherfuckers want to call me cold-hearted. Look what my man Pulchek just put up. The Charlos fighting against each other right now, all on social media. Good. Because just like the Klitschko's, they should have fought each other. Fuck all that brotherly love. Fuck all that friendship shit. This is a competitive sport, bro. This is a fucking sport. I don't want to hear it.
Yeah.
And if you got a title and I got a title and we're in the same weight class, there's a problem here, bro. There's a problem here, bro.
Jay, if me and you were brothers and you're in my way becoming undisputed, I'm gonna call you out and say, hey, I love you, but I'm gonna fight you.
That's what I'm saying. And I'll be like, you know what? Let's get it, bro. After that, bro, we kick back some beers and chill. Tell mama it's gonna be all right. Tell papa's gonna be all right. Let's just get it on, bro, because we gotta know who's the best here. It's not even a man thing, it's a competitive thing. And when people come to me, no, brother's not supposed to fight. No, motherfucker, you punch your brother in the face for free for fucking taking his sneakers. Why won't you punch him for a fucking $1 million? That's
or
gonna
your
help
Legos at age 5 or whatever.
I fought my brother 6 times in a boxing ring.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm boxing ring. My literal brother.
That's what I'm saying. Look. This is the logic. Motherfuckers will punch their best friends or their brothers in the face for wearing a shirt, for hollering at the same girl. Lesser shit, right? So why not punch him for being able for him to buy himself a car, a house, feed his fucking family, and possibly kids that you're either your niece or nephews, or if he's your friend, your fucking godchildren or uncle to, right? Supposedly. What the fuck?
And it's gonna be a big fight. It's gonna be a big pay-per-view because brother against brother, that sells. And then also you're gonna be my toughest opponent because you know how I move and I know how you move.
You know what I'm saying?
It's gonna be a great fight.
No doubt. Now the dumbest comment of the day goes to Paha. Shea Mosley Jr. should call out his father.
What?
Now, if you're trying to intertwine what I'm saying between two brothers that are competing against a father who's old, you're a dumb fuck, bro. And if you're subscribed to me, please unsubscribe. As a matter of fact, look, just get the fuck out.
You know That's disgusting. I would never fight my dad.
That is the dumbest motherfucker ever, bro. What kind of shit is that? Who says that?
I was fight his father. Let my dad beat the living shit out of me.
Who says that? Who fucking says some stupid shit?
My dad just turned 70 yesterday, and I wouldn't want to fight him. Like, no, man, that's disgusting.
Oh, fucking idiot. You know what I'm saying? But yo, you know what I'm saying? You fight. You know, fucking imbecile. Shea Mosley should fight. You see, that's one motherfucker right there that got butt hurt. You could tell. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Look, the Klitschko should have fought each other. Fuck that. You know what I'm saying? The Charlos
money will be on Vitaly though.
Yeah, and look, the Charlos, they should fight each other. And you know why they should fight each other and keep it professional? Because they are part of this generation where they get mad, they go and they grab guns. Or somebody else for clout will do something. So let's just say one of Charlo's boys does something to his brother, thinking that he wants his brother harmed because of the words he said. See, it's unsafe. This is why. It's only one reason out of a million that I feel that siblings in the same sport, in the same weight class, should fight each other. Fuck that. Because in life, y'all hit each other for lesser shit, bro.
Yeah. And it will be a memorable fight because they twins.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Imagine the confusion between the fucking announcers, bro. Between the calls of who. That shit would be crazy.
Imagine they went into the ring, right? They wore the same shorts. They wore the same socks. They wore the same football or the same boxing boots. Same cohort, everything, right? Which one is which? Charo will hit him with a jab. Charo will hit him with a jab. It'll just be Charo.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah, bro. It's fucking ridiculous, bro. I mean, yo, let's just get it on, bro. You know how many cousins I done fought? I don't have brothers. I got sisters. I'm the oldest. You know how many cousins I done fought, bro? You know how many cousins I done fought? I done competed against a cousin. I whooped his ass magnificently. And afterwards, we was cool. My aunt was a bit tight about it because my man had a watermelon over his fucking eye. But it is what it is, bro. Yeah. It's a competitive fight. And he walked away with something. You know what I mean? And so did I. And it came to the fact that, my aunt had to tell my other aunt, bro, what the fuck are you fucking trying to outcast your nephew for over something that they love to do? If anyone should be mad or have any type of feelings, it should be your son. And he's not. Look at them just chilling together, hugging each other and chilling and fucking bugging out. And you're over here still looking at him like he's an enemy. No. So, you know what I mean? Stop the bullshit, bro. If you're in there, look, it's just like playing basketball against each other, two brothers or two sisters, WNBA, right?
Yeah.
Against the team. It's the same thing. Only thing is what? It's more physical. So what?
And if I'm gonna lose to anybody, and it was my first loss and my first time losing championship, I'd rather lose to my brother.
Yeah, that's another thing. If anybody gonna whoop my ass deviously, you know what I'm saying? If anybody I'm going to allow to have revenge fucking boxing on me is my brother, because I know when I'm in there, he's gonna remember everything I used to do to him. I'm gonna remember. We're gonna get it on, son. It's gonna be exciting. It possibly be to a point that we just might damage each other. But you know what? It's off the chest. After that, because when you have the biggest fight with your brother or your sibling, whoever, bro, after that, y'all become best friends in life, bro. You ain't even trying to hear your brother or your sister trying to throw up hands for anybody. You're doing the throwing hands. You know what I'm saying? That's how much love after that.
Yeah.
That's what people
I can fight with my brother, nobody else.
That's exactly.
Anybody else wants to have a go at them, you know?
Yeah,
unless it's an official boxing ring. If anybody else wants to have a go, then they go for me first. So, you know,
yeah,
that's just how it is.
That's right. And I'm not and watch motherfuckers make videos out of this and try to misconstrue my words. I'm saying it's a sport, it's competitive, they should fight each other. These guys are gonna be crying. Oh, it's because they're black and he wants to see them segregated and he wants them to fight. He wants one of the Charles to stay with the blacks and he wants the other Charles to join the white guys. I'm telling you, man, shut the fuck up.
But you also brought up a Klitschko, so
yeah. You know, but
he wants them to fight each other because they're white.
yeah. They'll omit that shit, bro. Let's go shit. I said they'll omit that. They'll keep that shit out of the mist. No doubt. They'll keep that shit.
Ryan versus Mikey at 135. What are you doing, bro?
Are they brothers?
So, but you know what? If me and J. Cotto fought at a weight, and we just fought, even though I have so much respect for him and him for me, it's just about the competition. I'll be like, am I good enough to beat this guy? Is he good enough to beat me?
Yeah. You know how many of my friends have fought in a boxing ring? Or outside a boxing ring, it's a friendly bare knuckle competition.
What's your name?
Wow, 90% of your friends?
Yeah, good luck of my friends. Jesus Christ, been around boxing near enough 30 years.
Man, you know, I fought many of
my friends have boxed or boxed, you know.
Listen, when I was younger, that shit, it was cool. I fought many of my friends when I was younger. That shit is no longer permissible. Look, if we grown men like right now,
friends because I beat their butts.
That's what I'm saying. Look, but I'm just saying, from 25 and down, that's just permissible. But now, if we marry, we got kids, we got a house, we got a wife, like that. If we fight, nigga, and I fuck you up, we ain't shaking hands no more. It's done with. Like it's a different level when you're grown men. You know what I mean? When you're grown
for $200 million, your wife is gonna get a new decor kitchen. She's gonna get that patio she always dream of. She's gonna thank me afterwards for taking a fight for you. Even though
no. What I'm saying competitively, yes, but out of the ring is what I'm saying.
Oh,
like
no, man, like that's just somebody who got some jealousy, envy, hate issues.
Yeah, like if you have to fight a friend, like if outside the ring, of course. If you have to fight a friend and you guys are already older, y'all got children, this nigga still acting like a kid, bro. Fuck him up and disown the nigga. That's it. That's it. That's how you do it. Because that dude will want to keep coming back, bringing harm, thinking that harming you is going to fucking graduate him to where you made it to. Motherfuckers are stupid. They feel like if they take you out, they steal your essence or your power, and all of a sudden you grow. Like, nigga, this ain't a video game. This ain't no fucking experience points for you motherfuckers. What's wrong with you?
Yeah. I got a question though. What if me and you fought, right? And we were brothers, right? And the first fight was a draw, but everybody wants to see the second fight. And they want to triple up what they put in the first fight into the second fight. Would you want to fight me again?
Well, we would have to sit down. Because in my heart, if I sit down and it's bigger money, and depending how we damage each other the first fight, and if you're up to it, I would definitely, and you're my brother, I would sit down, we're right face to face. We don't need no middleman, no nothing. We could sit down and be like, yo, look, how you feeling for a second fight? Because there's a lot of money on
I'll
the
be
table.
like, I'll tell you what my answer be.
Hold on. And I'll be like, if you feeling up to it, we could do it. If you don't, I understand. I won't even say nothing. I'll let you do the talking. And when they ask me, I'll just be like, listen, I'm not up to the fight either. My brother ain't up to it. I ain't up to it. That's it. You're going to have to respect it. That's it. That's how I would do it. You know what I'm saying? I would talk to you first, sit down with you first. You know what I mean? And do some shit. Yeah.
And I would tell you, man to man, I was like, man, I can't live with a draw for the both of us. And both thought we won that fight. So we got to run that thing back. And not only we run this back, but this is the last fight we're going to have in that ring. Because I'm going to put all out there, win or lose or draw. I can live with that. If we have another draw, then we're just not good enough for beating one another. And that's fine with me.
Yeah,
And
nobody
we
makes
made
you.
more money.
I know this for a fact. Nobody makes you a hard fighter than your brother.
Exactly.
Nobody,
That's
he beat the living shit out of me, and I beat the living shit out of him.
I hate to admit it, but it's the most gratifying win you can get
Oh
in a
yeah,
way.
oh yeah. He beat
Nobody
me the
want to
first.
say it, but it's true.
He beat me the first 2 times, and let me tell you, I let him box. I didn't. I
Wow.
didn't brawl him. He's a better boxing technician than me, and I let him work on the outside. The next 4 times I went in, I beat him 4 times after that because I decided to go in and frickin' brawl him.
Wow. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
listen. I fought one of my friends, right? One of my best friends. And to this day, he's my best friend. But this was when we were younger, right? This was when I had just turned like 15. But I've been boxing since I was 8 and then Muay Thai after that, right?
Hmm.
So this motherfucker, he was envious of me because I had a beautiful, pretty white girl, you know. She lived in the Jewish neighborhood, you know. Her name was Jennifer. Fuck that. I don't care. So my man Nick liked her, and I heard that, you know, they made out, but we had broken up. And you know, I was a little upset about it, but I didn't, you know, I just kept moving, right? So he's around with all my other fucking so-called friends trying to call me out. And I'm looking at this dude. I already told him, bro. At 15, I told him, bro, you already got the girl. What more do you want? My pride? That's something that's gonna be hard, bro. So he was like, so what's up? I said, all right, no doubt. So since all my other friends, there were like 15 of them with him to betray me, I was like, I'll be right back. I went upstairs and got my best friend, my father. My father said, oh, really? He put a tank top like this on me. He tied my sneakers. He put Vaseline on my fucking face, right? He was like, you're going to beat the shit out this motherfucker. Fuck this. I don't like what's happening. He went down, and he took us to a park. Everybody was fucking behind us. When we went in that park, fucking the girl was there, and she started looking at me, and she knew I could box, but she didn't know what Nicholas, and Nicholas was he was like a big brawly dude, so he couldn't really box, but he, you know, so my father and we were best friends. His father, my father, we were all friends, but I was like, you know, once I explained it, my father first asked him, why the fuck would you do this, Nick? You know what I'm saying? And you know, it hurts him for you to be with his ex, but he ain't do nothing to you. Now you want to come with all these little motherfuckers who come to my house and eat all of my food and play with my son's toys, and now you motherfuckers are, because no doubt, if anybody else wants to get fucked up after this, after my son fucks Nicholas up, anybody else just line up. My father said, you're gonna have the long night. I said, no doubt, Dad. I was pissed off. What happened? Me and my friend squared off. The first punch, we hit each other at the same time. Bow! He staggered. Stood on him. Boom, 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 boom. Yo, I'm telling you, bro, my father broke up the fight. He told Nick, you weren't ready. He took both of us upstairs. He smacked him in his face. Then he knocked on the door. He told his father, I just smacked his son in the face for fighting with my son. And you know why? He turned me around and smacked me in my face too. You know what I'm saying? And I had to eat it. You know, and his father and my father, they shook hands and no doubt, because back then that's when parents were there for each other. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
You know, he always tells my father, his father tells my father, Angel, you want to smack him again? You know what I'm saying? And Nick looked at him like that. Nick was already swollen on one side. My father with one side, with one smack swelled his other side. He was like, nah. So his father said, all right, no problem. And as soon as I heard the door close, he smacked him again. All you heard was bah. And my father was like, yo, let me tell you something. Next time that shit happens, bro, I don't care how many motherfuckers are there. You don't worry about it. You knock him the fuck out, but you did the right thing to come get me. I said, okay, I'm confused, but okay. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Let me tell you something similar. When I was 15, 16 years old, there's this kid, right? Arrogant son of a bitch, you know. We were playing soccer, and the wee bastard always nutmegged me. You know, the nutmeggers put the ball in between my legs. So, yep. So he did this like 3 or 4 times, and the wee cunt he just kept bragging about nutmegging me. You know, every time I went near him, he tried to nutmeg me. He tried it every single time, right? So this time he nutmegged me, right? And I clip him this time. You know, like tackle him. You know, and he goes down, right? Right. So he gets up. and he wants to fight me, right? I go grab him. And as soon as I grab him, you should have seen him run like a, right? He runs into the backyard, and I run after him. I run into the backyard, and his grandfather comes out. And his grandfather says, "What's happening here?" I said, "I'm going to kick your son's ass." Or your grandson's ass, I said to him. Right? Anyway, this goes on, right? The grandfather says, "You and him fight now." Right? So I lay into him. All right, and I don't even give him a chance to and I knock him down like 3 times. And the grandfather said, "That's enough." Right? And I walk away, right? And I could hear the grandfather, right? His name was Pat. The grandfather's name was Pat. And he said, "You let him beat the shit out of you. You call yourself my grandson." So yeah, that happens. The older school were better at that, They
Yeah.
just
It was respect, bro. It was respect, bro. Boys had to grow up fighting each other, and it was to the point that even in my family, the girls, if they was going to drag each other around and pull each other's hair and scratch their face, let it happen. Because at the end of the day, when they left the house and anybody tried to bring harm to any of them, they protecting each other even to the fullest. Like bitches are getting fucked up, fucking with bitches from my family. Every woman in my family are either jujitsu masters, fucking boxers, bro. They got self-defense. And with the gun game is crazy as well. You know what I'm saying? So the females in my family are nice. The dudes in mostly everybody in my family is servicemen with all fucking hand skills.
I guess I was different from the both of you because I wasn't looking for a fight. But if you put your hands on me, it was over. And every time I got in a fight with a guy, 1 or 2 guys at a time, I never fought them again. Like they showed me my respect because either I whooped their butt or nobody could get the best of the other, or it's just I showed too much heart that they were like, "Oh, you're not as soft as we thought you were," because the way you speak and your speech is kind of delayed and stuff, and we thought you were slow, but when you fight, you could actually fight. And my thing is, even when I was 19, 20 years old, around some hood dudes, and they in gangs and stuff like that, and they tried me. And when I did one of their mans the way I did, because he tried to slap me in the back of my head like I was a punk, I just lifted him up to the ceiling. I was just like, "You really want to do this?" and I got my respect from there because they were like, it takes some balls to do that.
Yeah.
And then one of the bigger guys tried to fight me, and the bigger guy couldn't get the best of me because I had a wrestling background. Because I went to high school for wrestling. So my thing was overall, don't underestimate a book by its cover. Uh, and I know a real fighter when I see one. They don't have to say much. I could size them up, and I could just feel that energy real quick. And anybody that gets loud and say, "I'll do this to you, do that to you," I'm laughing because you probably just learned something and you want to try on somebody. And I'm probably going to do something to you to embarrass you and get you back in the dojo or something.
Yeah,
And
like
I hate fighters like that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not a loose cannon. Like I have great self control. Like from my martial arts, like
That's
a
what
dude,
you're taught as a fighter, right? Self
yeah,
control.
it's like, "Oh, you fag, you okay, no doubt." You know what I'm saying? And then it's in the street, but like if it's a family member, they're like, "You a faggot," I'm gonna smack the shit out you because you're right here, you're family. But you know what I'm saying? If it's in the street, you don't know what he got on you. You know what I'm saying? On his person, you don't. So you gotta be a little more careful. And this is why I try to tell motherfuckers, like, these fighters out here, they are so crazy that they would approach somebody like me or you if they didn't like what you're saying, and they shouldn't do that because you fucking with fans are more crazy than you guys, and you got to understand we have more access to things than you fucking superstars do. You know what I'm saying? Us civilians, bro. Remember, you can have people on your entourage that are like us, but they don't know us. We don't know you either. So what makes us more dangerous? It makes us more dangerous because we know you. You're all over the place. We're not. You know what I'm saying?
Let's say Wilder threw a punch at me, right? Because he didn't like my criticism of him as a fighter. If he actually threw a punch at me, I will probably eat that punch, tackle him down, throw elbows, punch the crap out of him. The fight is over.
Now, let me
A
tell you
guy,
something. I would stay at arm's length from that man, son. You know what I'm saying? I know, like you know which fighters don't like him because when they start saying all these YouTube channels that talk shit, I know I'm down one of them. I don't give a fuck. And I know, listen, Charles, any of them, bro. I would stay at arm's distance from them, bro. As a matter of fact, if they was to see me, I was to see them, I would totally avoid them and just walk the fuck away. Now,
no,
if
I'm
they
just
came up,
saying if
no, no,
they
hold on,
throw
no,
the first punch,
no, I'm just saying, hold on. I'm just saying,
yeah.
if they approach me, I'll be like, you know what? Why don't I turn my phone on and why don't we have an interview and show everybody that I was wrong and you can show opposite of what I'm saying. Otherwise than that, you put one hand on me, you're gonna make me the richest man in fucking history. I'm
Man,
dead
I
ass.
forgot you're a New Yorker before anything.
I'm dead ass. I'm dead ass, right? I'm dead ass.
Yeah.
That scam, I'll sue the shit out these motherfuckers. I'll take their money. Then after I take, and this could be testimony because it's true. After I take their fucking money, then I would challenge them to a private sparring match. You know what I'm saying? To get my pride personally as a man. But on some shit where you're gonna try to jump me and okay, you got that advantage from me. It don't take my pride. I'm gonna take your pride, your money now. Now I'm gonna fuck you up financially and then physically and mentally in the ring. If you want to do it, son, we could do it. Cause I know where I'm at. I used to be up there, bro. You know what I'm saying? My hands were licensed. Fuck all this bullshit. It's not
One
even
more story. One more story.
what?
So, when I was a freshman in high school, they try to hazel you and stuff like that. So a senior came up to me in the lunchroom and he smacked me in the he smacked me in the face, right? Tell me why I'm sitting down eating some pizza and some French fries. As soon as he smacked me in the face, everybody saw that. I grabbed him while I'm eating my pizza, flipped him over, put my foot down his throat, and everybody saw that. And a security guard had to break that up.
He
Guess who
stomped that
got
muzzle.
guess who got suspended?
You,
The freshman or the senior? The
you.
senior. No, the senior got suspended.
Oh, okay. All right. All
I
right.
didn't get suspended because everybody saw I didn't start nothing,
Oh,
and I got my stripes right there and there in high school,
yeah.
where I didn't get hazed for the rest of the year with being a freshman
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
because I made somebody famous.
Yeah.
I did some John Wick stuff. My
No
point I'm trying to my point I'm trying to make is I was always the type. I'm a counter guy. Like I like for you to put the contact on me before I show you what I'm about to do.
Yeah.
And it's always been like that with me. But I don't like the fight. Because let's say I beat the living crap out of you and you do one punch and it messes up my teeth or my lip, I can't date for 3 weeks. Is it really worth it?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it does.
I
Yeah.
hate that stuff,
Not
man.
only that, not only that, you know what it is too, as a fighter, right? Especially when when you compare, it's always the sorrow of the responsibility that you have that you find you catch yourself saying, this is how you know you're a good dude or a good woman, right? After you whoop somebody's ass, you're like, damn, bro, I really fucked that person up. That was kind of fucked up. You know what I'm saying? You ever had that? Yeah, that
Yeah.
little
Yeah.
after you fuck somebody up, son. Like hours later, you're sitting down thinking about it. You're like, damn, I really fucked that person up. Wow, son.
Yeah.
Or you
Yeah.
broke their rib and you didn't mean to, but
Yeah, you're like, damn. I mean, I didn't want to go that hard, but this motherfucker it wouldn't stop. So it's like, fuck it. Like, like yo, that's how you know you're a good person. So when you take that responsibility, like I did go a little bit overboard.
have you ever fought a jock where you beat their butt and you're the reason why they couldn't finish off the football year and y'all didn't make the playoffs?
Not in a physical manner, yeah, but it wasn't because of injury. It was because of embarrassment of the physicality within the fight. You know what I'm saying? Like when you fuck them up and you knock them out, and then you take off their team, the bottom of their team thing, and you take their jackstrap off and you put it over their head, then you smack them in the face while they're knocked out.
Well,
So
I
hero,
heard,
you know what I'm saying?
I
And
heard
that's the captain, and that's the captain of the football team. So just imagine now he's trying to be taken seriously and he can't because this motherfucker got knocked out, his fucking jockstrap taken off, put it over his fucking face in his head, and slapped while he was knocked the fuck out. Woke up to that shit.
man, I was just playing around with somebody and I broke their ribs by tackling them, and they were one of the best players on the
Oh no,
football team.
yeah. But that's accidental though. That wasn't on some fight shit, was it?
No, but it did feel good, kind of tackling them because they would ride me all day. I was like, all right, I'm about to really show you who king of the hill today. And
Oh,
then when I sacked them, man, they couldn't ride for the rest of the year, man. And everybody blamed me for our team sucking. It was just,
Yeah.
it was.
I always got on well with the jocks. So
yeah. You
yeah,
know, and it's like, look, it's like also, back to the Gary Russell thing. Fighting a smaller guy, bro. Even smaller guys can be dangerous. I ran into a few of them in my life that were
Me
dangerous.
too. Yeah.
The
Same.
motherfuckers were nice with their hands, but it was just when they came mid range to inside. That's why. So when you keep the motherfuckers outside and you just catch them all fucking day, son, it's like it came to a point that you're looking at these dudes, and now with this Gary Russell, that's all I see in the video, bro. I see a fucking a fucking cocker spaniel or a fucking Shih Tzu or a Chihuahua, bro, just barking at a fucking Great Dane, son.
Yeah, Jay, I got to head off here.
Me too, man. I'm about to close the show as well, man. I just
Oh.
wanted to, give you guys this breaking news. Now you can go and spread it out and fucking have a laugh or two and say that Smurf tried to fucking challenge Godzilla. You know what I mean? I just want to thank Mark for joining me on the panel earlier on Rival Boxing Talking News. My man Jay Dilltown, peace to you, my brother. Much love. My man
Peace.
Brian Hawkins, my man from the UK, of course. Peace to you, my bro, and peace to everybody, man, that checked in. You know what I mean today and have fun, man. And God bless each and every one of y'all. Keep it real, keep it civil, and stay vigilant, man. Hashtag come back to boxing. Peace to y'all.